In a busy world full of distractions, social media seems to be speaking the loudest. At first, social media was meant to connect with us, create social networks, and essentially empower people. Now, sadly, social media seems to have more negative side effects than positive ones. From stealing your time, scrolling endlessly through the newsfeed, to comparing yourself toxically to your peers. So I decided to do something about it. I decided to quit social media and see how it changed my habits. Boy. Right. So one of these DNA tests finally came in the mail today. I thought I'd finally test it out and hopefully within a few weeks find out what my ancestry is. Today officially marks the 50th day I've been off of social media. It's been a good 50 days so far, and I thought I'd talk about so far the benefits and I guess the drawbacks of not being really on social media as a content creator or photographer. So let's kind of talk about why I chose to kind of get rid of social media for a while. I noticed I was kind of spending an unuseful amount of time occasionally trying to figure out what to post, seeing what other people are posting, and kind of just following a lot of people but not really contributing much to, let's say, the community as a whole. So I thought, let's just take a break and see what happens. I know a lot of people have made videos about quitting social media or the benefits of not being on social media, and I thought I'd give it a try. So I'm going to be trying my best to complete about 100 days of not being on any social media. Biggest takeaway really is, one, I've noticed I have more productive time. It's not that I didn't have time before. What I noticed is that because I'm a little more focused, I don't have as much distractions to really keep me away from what I'm trying to get done for the day. I plan out my day before. This was before I even quit social media. I would always plan out my day, my week, my month, try to get as much done in that short amount of time as possible. And now without having Instagram, Twitter, or really any other main like social media like TikTok or anything else like that, I've noticed I'm just so much more productive with that time that I'm essentially focused on getting things done. Two would be, well, it's probably a me thing, but I've noticed I'm not really comparing myself to other people as much, but comparing myself to how other photographers are posting their photos or looking at how many followers other people have, it kind of got to me for a while, even though I'm trying to create helpful content for other people or posting a lot. It was kind of getting to me, and so I thought, okay, let's just get rid of this as well. So that was another big, kind of get a lot of noise, so to speak, out of my head. This kind of goes back to the idea of you are what you eat, but the same thing happens to your mind. I believe it was Cal Newport that had really been preaching this idea of getting rid of social media and quitting it, because what it does is it kind of poisons your creativity, but it really takes away your creativity, I suppose. Influence directly coming to me from social media, I actually have to go out and search for how to be finding out other creative endeavors. So one of the things I've been using a lot lately is actually books and blogs, oddly enough. I know a lot of people say in 2022 blogs are dead, but for me, I've actually been updating my own website to be featuring more blog content. And every time I'll be posting a video in the future or a tutorial, I'll actually be covering things very in depth in my own blog. But really, I've noticed that the quality of the content I'm consuming is a lot better through books and blogs. Online content that I'm really consuming besides blogs is some other YouTube videos and podcasts. That's all I'm really doing. If a podcast is something I really want to listen to, again, I have to search for the content in order to really find what I'm looking for. Time staring at my phone to be finding the content, which is really nice. To be quite honest, it's been nice. It's been really nice not having social media for quite a while. My time has been better placed in other things. So let's actually kind of cover a couple of these things that I've actually been placing my time on. One is, of course, this YouTube channel. I've been really putting a lot of effort into this YouTube channel and been posting weekly for the past 2 months now at this point, and I'm hoping to continue that momentum until the end of the year. I've been putting a lot of emphasis on my career direction, but really my own job. So for those who don't know, I work for a big software company. I've been really focusing in on the core priorities that the company has, and I've kind of noticed that there's been an efficiency of how effective I am at work, which is really interesting. The other bit that I've been focusing a lot of my energy on is, again, it's kind of going back to the idea of I search for content that I'm interested in order to create. And if it's in, let's say for example, with my infrared photography tutorial, I noticed that I couldn't find anything simple and basic for people to kind of get started. So I started researching this on my own and thought, why don't I just post a video about what I've learned so far? And the other thing I've kind of picked up on this, 100-day challenge, so to speak, of quitting social media is that from here on out on this channel, I'm going to be posting 100-day challenges, 3-month challenges. Another one that I'm working on is, of course, my running. I was never consider myself a runner, but I thought, well, that's not the right way to phrase it. I don't consider myself an active person who runs, but how about if I just change the narrative and say, why don't I start running and do this for 100 days and see how things turn out? There's going to be a video about that coming out soon. The other interesting one that I just started this week is learning French. So for some reason, I realized because I work for such a large company, I work with a lot of international people. So I already speak Spanish, English, semi-fluency in Portuguese, and I thought, well, French is another language that I might be working with people who natively speak French from either Canada or in Europe. Why don't I learn French? Things here and there where I normally would spend time on social media, now I'm using that time wisely to learn other crafts very well or other skills that I think will pay dividends a lot more effectively than giving a lot of my time and effort to something that's not going to be rewarding. I've noticed that there's a lot less noise, so to speak, of outside forces that are essentially sucking away my time and energy to allow me to focus on things that really matter. Not physically having it on my device, on my phone, and blocking it on, let's say, computers that I use. It's really been helpful to essentially not even have that. So it's essentially out of sight, out of mind, which is really nice. To kind of sum up this video, we're gonna kind of just take a deep dive of other things I've been working on to really use my time wisely instead of actually spending it with social media. So let's do a roundabout and kind of show you what I've been doing. I remember hearing an expression that said, show me where people spend their time and I will show you what they value. And that's kind of the same as if you spend all your time and effort over certain things that don't matter, in reality, you're giving those things your time, and therefore, they matter. As I get older, I've realized I don't want to be spending my time on social media or creating things or doing things that are not productive or helpful for the life I want to live. So here in this video, I just kind of wanted to convey that my main focus now has really been my health, either be it running, reading, or even just studying French, really. That from now on, really, I will only be focusing on using my time wisely instead of wasting it on other things. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video, and I know I did. So, more videos like this to come, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.